I met a gypsy.
So we talked about Ando before. I feel like if you could be any rider, in terms of like the parallels between like career impact on the sport slash culture, Jason Anderson, Daniel Ricciardo. I feel like it's a pretty apt comparison. He's got the merch with Team Fried. He's like kind of the music guy. He's cool as fuck. Is that like a kind of similar comparison? Like who do you think you're like similar to in the sport?
This sounds really bad, me comparing myself to
I'm asking
Supercross
you to do
riders
it.
who
You're
can
not
do
throwing
a lot
yourself
more than
out there.
me.
Yeah.
No, I get like for sure with El Hombre, there's some there's definitely some similar interests for sure, and like I love the shirt out, the I don't really care kind of vibe. Um, and mate, as you touched on, like the stuff he does with Team Pride and that, like he's definitely brought in. I don't even know if it's like a different audience, but probably just like a new audience into the sport. And what works for him is it's him.
Yeah.
It's. I think like all these things, like what's powerful is that it's you, and he's not trying to do it to be someone else or to get a different crowd. So I think strikes as to me is very authentic. Um, I know he likes spending a bit of time in LA. Doesn't mind a bit of a Hollywood scene, so there's a couple similarities.
Uh,
Good. There's some Dirty Mo. I mean, I don't really have a Mo right now, but he rocks a pretty good Dirty Mo. I'm not against that. And yeah, good soundtrack. He's got some good music to go with his clips. Um, yeah, so I think Kawasaki, like that's really interesting. I mean, I hope obviously both riders are well and healthy and ready for the first round. But I think him and Cianciarulo's um, yeah, cool set of teammates. Um, like AC is a guy that obviously I think a lot of people just want, to be healthy and to have just a kind of smooth season, if
yeah.
you will. Um, Obviously crazy talented, and I think I ultimately I think just the setbacks with the injury have hindered some of his talent, if you know what I mean. Like just to not have that like rhythm, that structure, that routine of just for it being so interrupted. I think that obviously knocks you around a bit, physically, mentally, and all the rest of it. But I think a healthy AC is always exciting to watch, and he's also a character, and I think he's like blossomed into his own person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think he's really broken out of that shell, being the all-time this and the prodigy and whatever as a youngster winning everything. Like I think he could have been a very like button-up kind of kid, but certainly has his own style, and I think he's a really good personality for the sport as well.
Man, I was at Geneva Supercross when he had like the first shoulder thing. Man, he was going so fast. Like we've missed. We missed like there's like a what could have been in terms of like just how good he was riding. Like it was absolutely insane. And then he just got, man, unlucky. And like people want to talk about him like he's injury prone and this and that, but it's like, man, the variables that are at play in this sport, there's just sometimes luck is just a motherfucker. And like he's a dude that has been bitten by just bad luck. And it's like, man, if we saw the AC that was like ripping in Geneva, like it was crazy shit. It's just like, yeah, we had something taken from us, and we should all feel a bit upset about that, I reckon, because you personally know him. He is one of the nicest guys that could possibly be in this sport as well. So he's one of the guys too where I wish there just wasn't as much focus on winning as what there is. Like there's sort of one dude can win, and it's like this is I get this as a criticism from people. It's like, well, that's what fucking here to do. And it's like, I get it. I get we're here to win. But one guy does. There's 19 guys that are essentially losers. We've got to find a way to be like still able to froth these dudes that aren't winning every single weekend, and just like really understand the impact that they've got on the sport. It's like Jason Anderson didn't win that many main events last year. Neither did Adam Cincerillo. Guess what? Both of them need to be in this sport. Like 100% need to be in this sport. There needs to be an avenue for them. There needs to be a way for them to make money. Like it's got to be more than just the result, you know, because you get some guys that are just so fucking rad.
Yeah, and it's like I certainly, as you know, as much as I listen to it because I just love the sport and I love, as I said, like just soaking up as much information as I can get. It's like I get so frustrated and kind of angry where, again, like if they're not winning, they're getting criticized, and it's like, dude, it is one of the hardest sports in the world. Can you do what he's doing? Can you even not even do what he's doing? Can you even just, I don't know, like do a double? Probably not. I know I can't. So like just reserve some of your comments, please, because it's yeah, I get it if it's basketball and you know someone is missing free throw after free throw, like
Yeah.
sure, that movement, which you know, I guess if you're getting paid whatever, you should probably make more of those shots. But it's different. It's different with this sport. So like just hold fire a little bit. And you're right, mate. Like, yeah, of course there's a winner, but dude, there's 20 other dudes who are still doing pretty awesome stuff. Race and on that night and have a story to tell and are just yeah. So yeah, that's definitely yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
where
like,
I sit on it.
and like AC rode most of the last season without being able to feel his hand. Imagine that. Nah, man.
Yeah, and that's yeah, and it's the same as so like we don't know what injuries are going through. Like to even ride a moto and not fatigue is insane in itself. Let alone trying to do it with an injury. And it's the same with MMA, you know, with UFC. Like
Mm.
it's round 3 and they've already copped, you know, 80 hits to the face and 20
Yeah.
leg kicks, and you're still saying, oh, why didn't he see that shot? Or he's moving a bit slower, or she's doing this. It's like, yeah, you take that damage and see how you feel. So it's like, I get there has to be people that talk about it, but I think we should 100% like bring the athletes up
Yeah.
more as opposed to like bring them down or critique them. Like, sure, give them some whatever, but it's like they're superhuman, the stuff they're doing and what they're going through. So they should definitely be praised more.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.